Now, after 2 weeks of Russian invasion into Ukraine, capital Kyiv is still holding strong. While Russian troops continue to inch towards the city, civilians are fleeing from the Kyiv region. Videos surface showing residents carrying small children, rucksacks, pets, fleeing to the nearest evacuation points in the hunt for safety from the relentless Russian airstrikes in the conflict zones. While families continue to flee the war-torn city, the capital has turned fortress to repel the advancing Russian forces. Ukrainian army personnel and soldiers are holding strong. In a video released by Kyiv, soldiers can be seen holding positions on the outskirts of the capital. While new members of the Ukrainian Territorial Defense Forces are also training to operate anti-tank weapons during military exercises. Here's a special report on the same.
New recruits to Ukraine's Territorial Defense Forces in Kyiv got a lesson on Wednesday in newly arrived weaponry meant to punch a hole through a Russian tank. And this instructor, who only gave his name as Alex, told Reuters these men were ready to welcome the Russian army when it tries to take the city.
Russians can enter Kyiv, but they're not going to leave it. They're all going to burn up here.
Many expected Kyiv to quickly fall in the early days of the war. But more than 2 weeks into the Russian invasion, which Moscow calls a special military operation, Moscow's military missteps and tenacious Ukrainian resistance has kept the capital from changing hands.
Of course, we understand and see that the enemy wants to seize Kyiv. We understand that very well.
Alexei Kuleba is the governor of the Kyiv region.
Of course, they were not able to seize Kyiv immediately. Their aim was to do so in 2 or 3 days. This is a well-known fact. They failed because of the heroic actions of our armed forces and ordinary people who stood up to defend our city, our country.
He spoke to Reuters about the struggle ahead in almost apocalyptic terms.
For us, this is Judgment Day. It is a struggle between good and evil. And either way, we would die, but we would not let them seize our city.
Sounds and symbols of Ukrainian resolve spring up around the city. On Wednesday, the remaining musicians of the Kyiv Classic Symphony Orchestra performed the Ukrainian and European Union anthems. The show was broadcast live on Ukrainian TV. The conductor called the concert an action for peace. That is the message here: praying for peace, preparing for battle.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.